Hi everyone, Linda G here. Post Christmas Day, we did not do our Christmas dinner on Christmas Day because my sister and my daughter would have had to drive through flooded roads. So we waited for yesterday, Friday, and perfect. It did rain hard a couple of times, but it wasn't Armageddon. So I made that prime rib, turned out perfect. And we had mashed taters, green bean almond, with almonds in it. My sister made some great carrots, and then we had a casserole. It's I can't even think of the name of it. It's the red potatoes. What do you call them? Yam casserole, but sweet potato casserole. And then I made a regular yam casserole because my son, it had almonds in the casserole and my son doesn't like nuts. Anyway, so it was beautiful. And I made a bread pudding that was really rich, really sweet. I think I went into a coma. I just took one bite too. So, but I hope all of you guys had a decent time and you're safe from the weather. I heard it started snowing in New York. People were happy about that. Okay, so thank you guys. I've got plenty of questions for a little uh, video today and probably tomorrow. Today at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time is the last of my members, which is S through Z. 1:30 Pacific time, I'll be doing the 3-card pull for the last of my members. And then today is my sister's birthday, so I'll be leaving to go. We're having a nice dinner at an Italian place out here where I live. So, with some fun bunco girls. I'm wiped out, but you know what? I'm not going to miss this dinner. That's all I got to say. And listen, all that money I spent for prime rib, and I spent a lot of money. I think we got one piece of prime rib left for my son, and they took the rest. And it's hard to eat prime rib left over. For me, it is. So I'm cool. But the prime rib turned out perfect. Okay, so here we go. And I made a good horseradish dip. I like my horseradish like I like my mince, nice and spicy. Okay, and I am feeling better. Thank you very much. I've gotten sleep a couple of nights. Today I'm really tired. Maybe it's because of all the cooking and cleaning. And by the way, my sister, when she comes, she shows up with her apron and her gloves. And my poor sister worked for hours in that kitchen with my daughter. And they cleaned it up. Let me tell you, totally worth it. Totally worth having them over for dinner. So, I just have to empty the dishwasher, but they did a fantastic job. So, okay. So, again, I want to thank everybody for all your comments and what you got to say. Okay, hold on. There were some things I kind of was picking up. I'm starting to pick up again pretty well. So, probably even tomorrow. I hope to do prayers tomorrow, too, by the way. Um, Probably even tomorrow, I'll really get down because I want to be able to do my 2026 predictions by the end of this next week. Okay, so D Sparks Sly said, once people in the cabinet start to leave or fired, will the replacements be worse? I see a total stalemate. I see a total stalemate, like they're not able to get anyone through. I see probably towards the middle of this coming year, they're hanging in there now, but I see so many Democrats getting in there. People are done with Trump, especially with that bombing of Nicaragua for killing Christians. It's a bunch of, it's not real. He's just not real. He's looking for something so people will stop in mid-track and not concentrate on the Epstein thing. But let me tell you, the Epstein thing is huge. There's more information to come out. So And remember, I also felt other countries. So there's a lot of good stuff coming out, you guys. It's not going to lay there and nothing happens once again. And don't forget, don't forget, um, who was it that said, was it Hillary Clinton? Who was it that said that the Epstein thing was hot and going years ago? I can't remember who it was. It might have been Hillary Clinton. And they kept waiting for somebody to do something about it and nothing happened. It's just so ugly. It makes this United States of America ugly. And then you see all these sheriffs and these youth ministers and stuff getting arrested for these horrible crimes. Why? What is it? So anyway, this too shall be taken care of. But what I picked up today, when I was looking at who's going to replace what, I felt something really strong, and I'll take a look at it, okay? I felt there was a man who talked about he knew a president. He didn't say which one. And that president told him, by the way, my daughter got me this top, isn't it cute? Johnny Wah. That president told him if you did term limits on Congress and the Senate, it'd be a whole different nation. It'd be a much better nation. Because they can't sit in there long enough to become corrupted. My question is, will the term... I saw the term limits happening, but I'm not quite sure when. So let's take a look. Oh, by the way, Mel is sick. He called me on his way back to Chicago. Sore throat, all the stuff. I said, oh, geez, get you some albuterol, get you some steroids if they let you. Poor guy. Tell me about Congress. Definitely cutting down term limits. Hold on. I just heard 6 years. Isn't that the Senate right now is 6 years and then they have to be rehired? Okay, so the Senate might be 6 years. They might be able to do 2, which is kind of like what they do now, but no more after that. So no more of these Mitch McConnells and stuff. Tell me about Congress. I just see, what's his name? Mike Little Johnson. Looking down and trying to get away from the press and everybody's talking at him. He's losing control. It's actually, can I tell you what they just said to me? It's actually delusional that he thinks he even had control. You know, he was like the big guy on campus. Me and the main guy here, we're running the show. And I actually see Trump turning on him. So let's take a look. Term limits for Congress. So what is it they have? Is it 2 years? Then they have to run again? I'm almost feeling they might give them more years to run again, but 2 terms. Does that make sense? So it's almost the same as the Senate. It's weird. Okay. Congress. What is the outcome for Congress? What is the outcome for Congress? Let's take a look, see. What is the outcome for Congress? I don't want you guys to worry. That will come up. This is one of the big lessons we're learning here. It's going to take a while. It might not be for probably the second term of the new president coming in, but it's definitely going to happen. They're going to have some issues with getting it done. And there's real shock and awe coming here. There's, like they're saying Lindsey Graham is making money off the top of, that's why he was so pro-Ukraine. He's making money off the top of all the stuff they give to Ukraine. He's got it in his private account. They're all lowlives. I'm so sorry, you guys. They're all lowlives. So a compromise will be made. They're really going to look at the money people are making while they're in office. A lot of people are going to have to give up their money. And explosion. So more information is coming in that's going to blow us out of the water. You know, these guys, remember when the January 6th happened and they were all like, this is awful and Trump should pay for this, and then they changed on the dime. Yeah, no, we're going to get rid of all those people. A lot of those people are going to go. A lot of those people that you think would never go are going to go. Okay, so what I wanted to ask real quick, you guys, is Zelensky safe going to Florida? I do not trust Trump or Putin as far as I can throw. Is our Zelensky safe? So, by the way, I don't know if this is true. This could be hearsay, entertainment purposes only. That apparently when they were bombing Kiev, apparently they've got their water back up. They've got the power back up. So they got a method. They know how to go in and shake it up. Angel of light and mercy, we ask that you encircle Zelensky with the power that be. I feel he's got a lot of powerful angels around him. If he makes the trip to Florida. It's karmic, so he's supposed to do it. It's not necessarily an easy trip, okay? He's looking for compromise. He's looking for them to work with something with him. They're going to leave him hanging like they usually do. Oh, we'll think about it. Look at, he's always got the angels around him. The cycle's changing for him. I don't know if it's necessarily from Trump, because I see Trump still in the hands of Putin. Putin would love to take him out, but I don't see him being able to. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. He's steady. He's got the Ace of Swords, so he's ready to cut out any bull pucky. So I want you to know right now I feel him safe. Okay. Right now the DOJ is suing 21 states for refusal to turn over sensitive voter data, including Social Security. This will go to the highest courts and it'll be rebuked. Thumbs down. They're not going to be able to get away with that. Will Princess Kate stay healthy for 2026? And have she and the prince repaired? I feel like they're very dutiful and they're working very hard in their relationship. He was scared. I think she was pretty sick. Right now I see her hanging in there. Whatever it was, it's pretty nasty and it may rear its head up again. But I see her giving a good fight. Sterling has been saying that the e-files will be fully released from overseas. Yep. What have I been saying, you guys? And Sterling says the same thing. And you know I love Sterling. But I haven't had time to really listen to any other psychics. Because I want to be fresh. I want to just tell you. And he's the same way. And he's saying the same thing. We kept feeling overseas. Something from overseas. And let me tell you, can I throw real quick on the Nicaragua? Because I think this is big trouble. Or is it Nigeria? Sorry if I messed up, you guys. What is this latest bombing for Christians? In the meantime, Netanyahu is killing Catholics and Christians, and not a word, right? We're going to get into 26 at the end of this month, but I'm going to tell you, and I felt it back in 25, it's that we are in the beginning of the end for Netanyahu, Putin, all of them. They're going. Okay, so let's look at the e-files. And you know, you have all these women that testified, all these people, and this DOJ and stuff, they're not interested in protecting the women. They're only interested in protecting the money. A powerful man may bring the goods. A powerful man with money. I just saw something. Now, you know, President Clinton said, bring it all out. I want the truth to be out. Because I've told you, you guys, everybody questions it, but I told you, I don't feel he was in on the little kids. I just don't. But because they're accusing him, he did use the plane and he went to Africa and a couple of places. But he's like saying, people say they saw him, but there was never anything that they said they saw him, like Dirkovich or whatever his name is. Dirkovich. Somebody with money. And wishes will come true. 9 weeks, September at the latest, hidden files will be brought out. This is good, you guys. This is 9 of Cups, wishes come true. Now, I know Sterling said he thought Trump would try to escape, and I think Trump will try to escape, but I do see people like Saudi Arabia almost like, nah, not here. Because that's how bad it is. Ooh. Shawnee, and I usually don't do personal questions, but Shawnee said, I've got a question. We found my father dead 3 weeks ago. What happened to him? There's no autopsy. I feel natural causes. And I feel he went quickly. But I feel natural causes. He didn't yell at me that he was murdered or anything like that. And I feel like he's very sorry. Like, I don't know if he could have been a better father or something, but he's sorry. Will the hidden secrets of Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico ever come out? Yes. Yes, and somebody was talking about Maxwell. And they said that she's told everybody she has a lot on Trump. And she tried to give it to Biden, but Biden refused. Biden's DOJ refused. See, too bad it was those Humpty Dumptys that sat on the wall. Nobody did a thing. And poor Mueller he has Parkinson's. And just what a terrible disease for such a strong. This guy did his duty in this lifetime. Okay. Maria says, I live in the south coast of Puerto Rico. If U.S. attacks Venezuela, are we going to be hit with drones or missiles from Venezuela? Let me look. I got to throw. You know, real quick before we keep going, that Seacott story from 60 Minutes, I just want to tell you guys that woman that stopped this, she's in huge trouble. I see people attacking her. So I don't know if it's the people who were put in prison, but I see us saying, get the hell out of here. Okay, now, Puerto Rico. My son loved Costa Rica. Everybody's kind of stuck. People are very nervous about this, worried about the next step. Back and forth negotiations. Someone got to Trump. I see someone whispering in his ear. So someone's told him, if you dare to do this, this is what's going to happen. I know China doesn't want him to be doing what he's doing. China plays both sides of the thing, but the one thing they are standing against his bullying, and they're telling him, you know what? Come on, play us, sucker. The light is around it. The fortune's fate, so going up, even by the summertime. There's a powerful man here, and it's not Trump. It's a powerful man coming in saying, no, we're not going to do this. Okay, hold on. They're just talking about Pam Bondi. Hold on. So what about Pam Bondi? Let me throw. Tell me about Pam Bondi. Tell me about Pam Bondi. Oh, did you guys hear that someone said they were at the movie theater watching one of the new movies that's out, and they had on those previews Melania's movie, and they said that place was booing so loud. I love it. I love it. It's just like his Kennedy Center honors. Nothing burger. Nothing's happening. Why are you showing me Pam Bondi? What do you want to tell everybody? Here's Trump. Quick decision, quickness. Here she is. The world is reversed. So something ugly is coming. Justice will be served. A big explosion, you guys. Something's coming up with Bondi. I wouldn't even doubt if some professionals get together and actually do. I've heard they've been wanting to do a lawsuit. I don't know if they've already started, but I feel one that goes forward. And they're going to they're going to talk about getting rid of her licenses because she defrauded Congress. And so did Cross-Eyed McGee defrauded Congress. They lied. They lie while breathing. Okay. Uh-oh. You hear that? I hear somebody really coughing. Somebody's got what I got, and it's a neighbor. He's coughing so loud. Okay, it's terrible. Oh, you guys, just take care of yourself, please. Drink plenty of fluid. Food, even if you're hungry, it doesn't really, because you cough too much. It's hard to keep food down. But like, I'm finally losing the water weight from the steroids. This ring was really tight, but now it fits again. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Diana says, I believe that we are all just waiting for the moment, that certain time that breaks the camel's back. And I see Pam Bondi in huge trouble. I see that. It's that pitchforks, people marching with pitchforks. There's going to be so much marching, you guys, coming up this spring, fall. So much marching that most of these people need to run for cover. Nobody believes a word they say. Hold on. She knows it too. Pam Bondi, tell me what you're thinking. She's considering leaving. She's realizing that everything they say is being used as fodder against them. She wants to hang in there for Trump, but he's not making it easy because he goes off the deep end. She might have brought the subject up to him, but he's not listening to her. She might have even said, "Who do you think you could pick to replace me?" Because what's happening is nobody's listening to her. Nobody believes a word she says. She's worried about losing her license, and she will lose her license, you guys. Okay, so Pam Bondi's in big trouble. We got the tower, something, one minute we're here, and the next minute all kinds of gossip. I love it. We'll take a look before we end on this particular show. What's coming up for this last week of December. The Coast Guard is chasing another tanker and going into the Atlantic. It doesn't have any oil on it, yet our tax money is being wasted. Why is the Coast Guard doing this? And they do know better, but there are some trumpets that are in there. Can I tell you, it's like firefighters, even though fires are terrible, and they really don't like fires, but once they get a fire out, they look forward to the next one. It's like they're being instructed to do this stuff, but the thing is, he hasn't ordered them to kill people. That's what I'm getting. He hasn't ordered when he starts turning our military against our United States citizen is when the real trouble starts. That's when they're going to put a gun and say, "Get out of here." Okay. Yeah, a bunch of banks got into legal trouble concerning money laundering from Epstein. Oh, that's not done yet either. Good news, you guys. Got a lot of gossip coming out. Oh, Trump declared he wants to commission a golden fleet of naval ships with his name on them. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Will Elon be able to rig the election again? And by the way, they're showing right now more people voted than were registered to vote. So big cheating took place. He's not going to touch it this time. I don't see him touching it this time. Yeah, Aileen Cannon, and I've told you guys this, and I'm sorry it's taking so long. She will lose her law license for not complying to the higher court's ruling. Jack Smith, do you ever see him being able to fully be able to prosecute Trump? He said he would do it, no problem. The thing is, he didn't clear, what is that, Fifth Amendment? He didn't clear that. He went up there, and within an hour or 2 hours' time, he laid it out to where even Jim Jordan is pulling on his neck like this. Yeah, it's a done deal, you guys. He's sitting there tick-tock, and they're not going to mess with him, even though they would love to, because they know everything is ready to go. Like if they went and arrested him or did something, ta-da, suddenly all this information is going to come out. So they're not going to touch him. They're actually afraid of him. Somebody said, Carol said, states such as Ohio are starting to do away with grace period for mail-in voting, even when ballots are postmarked before voting day. And they won't get away with it. I just want you to know that. Okay. Carolyn Levitt announced she's pregnant with a second child, likely using this as an excuse to jump ship. Oh, hell yeah. Will the baby come out orange? Yeah, that's a definite. That's her excuse to get the hell out of Dodge. And I'm seeing the DOJ gal, Pam Bondi, looking for exits. Okay, give it to me. Tell me about Pam Bondi. Why do you keep putting her in my vision? Looking for exits. I see her kind of alone. I don't know if she's married, but I see her kind of alone. She's got a beautiful place she lives in, and I see her talking to someone, and she's actually being careful about releasing very much information. She doesn't like Cross-Eyed McGee. She doesn't like him at all. And she's starting not to like Trump. You know, Trump is over there. You got to arrest all these people, and it's not working. And it's putting her back up against the corner. It's not working. I can even see her praying, "Dear Lord, what did I do?" Because he's like a demon. You know, Trump just starts moving and that's it. And he'll put her under the bus. He'll put anybody under the bus. I saw that. Christine said Trump was seen sitting alone at his Christmas party. And they had a little thing around him, so they didn't want people coming up to him. But he looked miserable. Isn't that a shame? He's really miserable on Christmas. He looked miserable. And it's coming, you guys. It's happening. Will Vance be president? And you know, I'm just not picking up Vance being president. Or if he is, it's for a minute. Because he's so hated. He's hated even worse than Trump. Will J.D. Vance become president? He will not gain the riches of the office. He will not be able to do it, even with his girlfriend's help. Charlie Kirk's wife. No. He might go to prison. Nope, not going to happen. Navy sailor said, does Stephen Colbert need to be afraid of 45's latest threats? I don't know what threat, but you know, Trump barks so much, people just don't listen to him anymore. He's always saying ugly, horrible things. And you get to where it's like kids, you know, if you keep threatening a kid, you touch that, you know, blah, 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 or I'm going to do this or that. And if you don't do it, then people don't believe you anymore. Colbert, does he need to be afraid of 45? Just when I was doing this, I'm seeing something coming up that's real good news for Parkinson and Lou Gehrig's disease. I see some quality medical stuff, even though our place is not doing the work. It feels like it's from a foreign entity. It's good news coming up for that. Okay, so Stephen Colbert, he's in a good mood. He's got more money coming to him. I wonder what that's about. He's got the tower in his hopes, dreams, and wishes. But this has something to do with a woman. I don't know if somebody within the industry gets attacked or something. It doesn't necessarily mean a death or a killing, but it's something that it upsets him. Just like we should have been more upset about what happened to the Minneapolis people. That was terrible. But you don't see Trump making one thing. And then he made the comment about Rob Reiner having the Trump derangement syndrome. It's always about him. And you know what? We are so done with this, you guys. We are so done. We are ready to move forward. He's still got a little bit of being able to hold the ship. But it's like feeling like a rope is being pulled and he can't hold on to it. He's too weak. He can't hold on to it anymore. And that backstabbing lowlife, Pete Hedgehog, whispering in his ear. They want to do all kinds of stuff. It's not going to work out for them, though. Okay. What's going on with the VA? My mother's husband's benefits were clawed back, leaving her nothing after a well-repaired retirement. She paid his expenses immediately. He served 26 years, active in reserve, retired Navy. The VA claimed they lost his death certificate 4 times, but Christmas Eve, the cemetery called and said the VA had placed his grave marker paid in full. Question, is this widespread or just blood red East Tennessee? A lot of these blood red people are going to do this. And let me tell you something. All this stuff that they took away from the military is coming back. All the people who were citizens, basically, who've worked here and never did a crime will come back. A lot of this stuff will be reversed. I hear that coughing again. It's not my son. He's still sleepy. Can you hear it? Okay. When will ice be removed? That's a good one. And then I'll get off. I've got to do my members. I'll go for my nice meal tonight. Italiano. You guys say a prayer for Mel. Now they're finding out that most of the ICE people have bigger criminal records than the ones they're arresting. Go figure. When will ICE be removed? Now, you know it's very hard for me to give you an actual win, but I can give you a rough draft. Let me see if I can picture it. Well, that Trump's going to try to throw some stuff with his homegrown army here. It's not going to work. They've already told him to get out of Chicago. Here's him. He shows up first thing. When will ICE go? Money's going to be taken away from the ICE program. So probably when they say no more those taxes, he's going to have to pull money out of ICE. And a judge just said, no, you can't take money from blue states and give it to the red. Hell no, that's totally illegal. Good. Be patient. Be patient. This card always shows up for Zelensky, and it means the higher realm is working with them. Justice, victory after burden. So it's saying 6, so it could be even by this June, but a lot of news about the taking away of their abilities and or monies will happen, and then they're sort of stuck. And that's when we march. You know what I'm saying? That's when we march. Myrna said, I hope you're feeling better. I live alone, but lately sometimes feel like someone is sitting next to me. And that's true. They're always around you. If you could have your 5th dimension eyes, you would see all the entities that are walking on the earth. Walking around, trying to whisper to you, trying to tell you. Try not to get too tied up in your own thing. Try to breathe those 3 breaths I told you about and just tell the realm, thank you. Thank you for everything, even this god-awful stuff that's going on. Because this too shall pass and we will become a better nation because of it. I do see the other nations forgiving us for this. You know, we're all worried about, geez, will they ever trust us again? Let me tell you, most countries aren't giving us any intel. They do not trust him as far as he could throw. And boy, he's not even out of there a day when that Donald Trump is being ripped off the Kennedy Center. So you guys just don't worry. Things are going to be okay. So I'll be back on tomorrow. To my members tonight at 1:30. Love you all. Cheers.